Hey y'all, so I got a little bit of time before my next order, so I got me something to eat. I went to Panera today. I got me the ice vanilla latte, which I didn't know it came with whipped cream, but oh well, I'm gonna make it do. This is my first time having a coffee, so I hope they coffee good, because I've never had their coffee. It's really close to how I like my coffee. It's creamy, not too sweet. Like, that's how I actually like my coffee. I don't like my coffee real sweet. Yeah, and when you mix that whipped cream in there, it make it okay. All right. And then I just got a I know he didn't give me sausage, because I definitely said bacon. Oh no, he gave me bacon. A bacon, egg, and cheese on a croissant. So I don't know why this always have peppers all over the wrapper, but it's just a little 1, 2, 1, 2. Something to make a mess in my car. But I figured I'd come talk to y'all while I ate. Because, baby, I got to catch y'all with the way this dating sim is reminding me why I started dating older men. And it's crazy because my ex was older than me. I don't know if I told y'all that. But he was 21 years and 6 months older than me. And this dating scene has reminded me why. Being back out here, it has reminded me why I started dating older men in the first place. So, hold on, y'all. I ain't trying to spit my food out while I'm talking. That piece of croissant. Now I got food in my back teeth. Oh. When I was in college, there was this older lady. She was the mother of the church that I was attending. We used to call her Mama. I found out she passed away in last year or the year before. I was talking about her to somebody else, and they were like, "Oh, you need to try to call her something." And so I looked her up, and then that's when I found out she had passed away. And so, but she taught me this when I was in college. So her husband was older than her, a lot older than her. But together they had like 16 kids, I think 13 living. 3 that passed, I think. I think she's definitely one of the pillars in my life. Because I learned from her. Good and bad. But I learned things from her. But she told me, she was like, you young girls always talking about, yeah, I wouldn't date older men, this and this and this and that. And I believe her husband's name was Ralph. I mean, that's when she told me, she was like, my Ralph was, how many years older than her? He was a lot older than her. Kind of like my ex was me when they got together. And she was like, people used to judge her, and they would be like, why are you following up behind this grown man? And da-da-da-da-da. Because I think she said that she was like 16 at the time when they got together. But she knew that was supposed to be her husband. She knew he was her husband. And she said, as a young girl, in my mind, what I was thinking was, why would I want to be a young man's fool when I could be an old man's sweetheart? And she said, y'all so busy running up behind these young guys, and they don't treat you well. You know, they just treat you like just any old thing. They just use you, throw you to the side like a dirty rag. And she was like, and an older man ain't gonna treat you like that. She was like, so when people would be like, well, why would you be running up behind this man? Why would you be courting this older man? She was like, because he treats me well. Because he treats me well. He treats me better than any other guy my age that I've dated. He treats me a lot better, you know, than any of them. And she was like, so when you're dating, she was like, don't think about the age. Think about, how does this person treat me? How is this person treating me? And after she said that, it kind of changed my mind a little bit, because I mean, I had already dated like a few years older, but never like that significant. Like, older men would definitely try to get with me all the time, and I'd be like, boy, please, you too old, and blah 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 blah, you know. And the craziest thing, y'all, my ex was 21 years 6 months older than me, and he is the one I can say, out of all the relationships I had, he treated me the best out of all the relationships I've had. He treated me the best. So, like, there was never a question in my mind if this man loved me. Never, ever a question. Even when we were going through hard times, even when we were going through rough times, like, I always knew that this man loved me and that he cared for me. Like, there was never a question in my mind if he loved me and if he cared for me, because he treated me so well. Even when he was upset, that man really treated me well. I wouldn't have been with him so long, especially under the circumstances we were under, if he did not treat me so well. So, they communicate. They communicate very well. You do something that upsets them, you're going to know. You're going to know. Of course, all personality types are a little different. So, for me with my ex, sometimes he would just go and he wouldn't say anything. He was a Libra. Lucky Libra. I have another word that I use for them too. I call them lying-ass Libras. But anyways, he would go, sometimes he would just go quiet to ponder things, you know, and analyze his feelings and stuff. And that used to make me so mad, because I would be like, no, talk to me. Tell me what you're thinking. And he was like, I need to sit with myself. Like, I don't want to hurt you. That was his thing. He would always say, so I would rather stop myself, pull back, because I don't want to hurt you. And I know that I have the potential to hurt you with my words. So instead of me hurting you, I just rather say nothing until I'm ready and I can communicate my feelings. So they communicate very well. You will always know. You will always know what they're thinking. And some people, they be like, well, what could you even have in common with a man that's older than you? And this and that. Y'all, we had a lot in common. That's the crazy thing about it. And I don't know if it's because people say I'm an old soul. I'm a lot more mature for my age than what I am. People have told me that my whole life. I don't know if that's why or what. But the thing, we relate in so many ways. Yeah, you can tell that there is like a generation difference. Let me put that out there. But our differences are really what helped us bond and relate. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it really made us relate more because we are from different generations. There will be times I'd be like, oh, your generation this, And there would be times when he'd be like, oh, your generation that. Like, we would have those moments. I'd be like, because that's how your generation sees it. And he'll be like, well, that's how your generation sees it. And this and this and this and that. I forget that your generation. Like, we would have generation wars sometimes. I don't think that was healthy. But for the most part, it was really just banter. Like, we would just banter back and forth, just picking fun at each other. It wasn't like anything serious. And I don't think either one of us actually really took it serious. But, yeah, we actually had a lot in common from foodies, because we're both foodies. We both love food. We love food. We both love music. Oh, our love for music. And the crazy thing is, people be like, when we first got together, his friends were telling him like, oh, you're going to have to teach her stuff and this and this and this and that. And he was like, no, she's actually already taught me different things. Like, even with music, I can remember one time we were sitting and we were listening to Maxwell. And he was like, oh, I hate how he sounds like that. And this and this and this and this and that. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, he just sounds so soft and so. And I said, well, that's the whole point. I said, he's supposed to sound angelic. I said, if you look at it from a perspective of an angel, like, think of how the words he's saying. And instead of seeing him, think of him in the light of like an angel with like this and this and this. And I like broke it down for him, and he was like, huh. And so years later, I can remember we were with his friend and the song came on. He's like, oh, I hate his friend. Oh, I hate this song. Da, da, da. He just sounds so soft, like a little soft little girl. And, da, da. And he said, no, he sounds like an angel. It's angelic. He said it to his friend, and I was like, not I done told you something. But, and so there were times where he taught me a lot about business. I can say that. Even though I went to school for business, he did teach me a lot about business and stuff like that. And, even navigating like corporate America, he taught me a lot about navigating corporate America. Dang. Y'all, I don't know why I just seen this. This man ain't been in my car in a week, but I just realized, like, his little greasy head. I'm really regretting getting on that app. I have deleted that app, by the way. I don't know if I posted that update, but I deleted that app because I didn't feel like I was getting anything out of it, like, at all. At all. I need to eat this before I go in there. Back to the topic. So, they communicate. You will definitely have things you can relate to. And we just had fun. That's the other thing. We had fun with no, like, the expectations were different. Like, I don't really know how to explain that part, but we just could have fun together. It was probably the most important thing, was that we could just have fun together. It wasn't no walking on no pins and needles. None of that. It was none of that. Like, at all. Like, at all. So, that's probably the most important part right there. We could have fun, and we could be vulnerable with each other. Like, of course, it took time to realize we could be vulnerable with each other, but we could be. But I think really what really hit it off is that we really just had a lot of fun together. When we would hang out, we would have a lot of fun together. And so it becomes a I want to be around you type of, you know. Because, like, for the first time in my life, I feel like somebody understood my jokes. Like, I remember when he said that, like, years later, into a relationship, and I was like, what made you really just want to be with me? And he was like, because I really felt like for the first time somebody really understood my jokes. Somebody really understood me. He was like, sometimes I would try to have conversations with other people. He was like, and it would just never click with them. They would never get it. He was like, but you literally from day one have always got it. And y'all, when we did, that's one thing I couldn't say. When we first started dating, he would ask me stupid shit sometimes. Like, he would say something, and I would laugh. And he'd be like, do you get what I mean? And he would, like, quiz me, like, what did I mean? And then I would tell him, and he would be like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what I meant. And I'll be like, why are you asking me this? I know what you meant. Like, when we first started dating, he would do that, and that was annoying. But he even gave me a history test, y'all. Where he's held up photos of people, and he was like, who is this person? And who is this person? Hold on. And I was like, at first, I thought he was being funny. So I was acting like I didn't know who it was. I was like, man. And I was just throwing random names out. Even though I knew who it was. And then he finally realized, because he got to one that he knew that I knew. And he was like, who is this person? Like, he thought I really didn't know it, y'all. And he got to one person he knew that I knew. And he was like, now I know you know this one. He held a picture up, and I was like, dang. I think it was a picture of George Washington Carver that he held up. And he was like, I know you know this one because he said it because we had a previous conversation about George Washington Carver or something. And I was like, oh, ain't that what did I say? I said, ain't that who did I call him? I call him a musician's name. I can't remember who it is right now at the moment. And he looked at me, and that's when it dawned on him, like, oh, she thinks she's slick. And he was like, stop playing, I'm for real. And I said, I known every single person you held up. Why are you asking me this? Like, I don't understand why you're asking me this. And he was like, because there's a lot of people in your generation that really don't know their history. And I just realized that today. And I was like, okay, but you should know that I do. Like, why are we having this conversation right now? But one thing I can say about dating older, they can be manipulative if they think they're smarter than you. That's the piece of the puzzle I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's why you got to let them know up front. You ain't no silly rabbit. You understand? You let them know from the get-go that you are not to be played with. And then you won't have no problems. Excuse me. Because I did date this one guy, y'all. And he wasn't even nearly as older than me. He was only like 10 years older than me. And he thought he was smarter than me. But I let him think he was smarter than me. Hold on, another order came through. But I let him think he was smarter than me. And because I'm the type of person, y'all, I know how to play the game. And I know how to play it very well. You'll think you are 10 steps ahead of me. The whole time you way behind me. And once you realize, it messed your mind up. So I will let him do his little thing, you know, say his little stuff and stuff. I don't know if I ever told y'all the story about this man. Like, we had was living together and everything. I'll have to tell y'all more about that. But shout out to Crayon Case. Clean kisses. How they look, y'all? I look okay. I didn't do it as good as I did it this morning, but it'll be all right. So, but they'll try to play. If they think they're smarter than you, they will think that they are manipulating you or try to play you. And so you got to make sure they know, like, nah, baby. Nah. And sometimes, for me, sometimes the fun is in letting them think they are. And then I be like, checkmate, bitch. Because that's how I did that last guy that was 10 years older than me. I let him think he was really working the board, baby. And then at the end, I was like, checkmate. And he was hot. He was like, what? Yep, I ain't even tell you my moves, playboy. Okay, I gotta go. I keep getting offers, and I actually need to go get this other order started. I'm not done talking about this, though, so I'll probably come back in a little bit, and we're gonna talk about this more. Ooh, I hope this don't end up being like an hour-long video. I don't think I've ever done an hour-long video, but I'm gonna come back and we're gonna talk more.